Welcome back. Primetime Local News again with Josh and Buck. Switching to the national scene where, as we were talking about transitional phases earlier, just a couple of games left before the Stanley Cup playoffs begin. NBA playoffs as well, but I know everyone's geared up for the Stanley Cup playoffs. A couple of Canadian teams will be in for sure. Still waiting on Montreal. What we can say for sure that won't happen is the Edmonton Oilers continuing to play. We can say they're going to be golfing a lot this summer.
They're going to be golfing a lot. A lot of decisions to be made for the Edmonton Oilers in the offseason. Who's going to be their GM? Who's going to be the next head coach of the Oilers? Because as much as everybody says Ken Hitchcock's interested in the job, I don't think the Oilers are interested in him. So going forward, who's going to be the GM? Who's going to be the head coach? And that said, what changes they have to make? And I know there's a lot of talk that they have 3 forwards, and after that, they have nothing. On the back end, they need to get more D and better D. And goaltending is a question mark, too. But they have a goalie that they just signed to a new contract, thanks to Peter. So a lot of questions need answers in the offseason.
Indeed. I wonder if a Joe Quenneville type could make his way
You know what? Here's a story about Joe Quenneville. There's a lot of, and this story has a little bit of legs. If the Leafs don't get out of the first round of the playoffs, Mike Babcock is done. That is one of the stories coming out of Toronto. And guess who will be the next head coach of the Maple Leafs? Joe Quenneville. Next domino that falls, Mike Babcock to Edmonton.
I don't think Edmonton would object to that. If
No,
that were to go down.
I think they'll probably say, yeah, come on over, Babs.
Yeah, and of course the Flames won't be worried about either thing as their team is rolling. Goaltending has been just steady enough in recent days. There's still the ups and downs, but they just need one of those guys to step up. Obviously San Jose struggling has helped them, but between the two divisions, the Flames are now locked in as the #1 seed in the West.
And keep in mind though, the Flames are going to go in that first round of the playoffs. They're going to play against one of those 2 wildcard teams. Those 2 wildcard teams, you know what, I know they're going to be tough against the Calgary Flames, but those 2 wildcard teams have been playing playoff hockey for the last month.
Right.
So they're going to be at a different gear than some of the teams that have qualified and made the playoffs and pretty well guaranteed one for the last number of weeks and are resting guys. So don't let it, Calgary Flames will roll through the first round. No, I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Oh, I don't think so either. I'd love it to be easy, but I don't think so. Things weren't totally easy for the Jays. They split their opening series with the Detroit Tigers, but there's a couple of positive signs. The starting rotation looked pretty good, and it wasn't an error-filled first 4 games compared to what some of the other teams had to go through, certainly.
Yeah, I think at the start of the season, in any baseball season, a lot of times the pitchers are ahead of the batters, and I think that's the case here. Not give credit to the Jays starting rotation. They look very good in the opening series, but at the same time, it's early. They have a young team. They're going to be fun to watch. Are they going to win a lot of games? Probably middle of the pack. Are they going to contend for a playoff spot, a wild card spot? Probably not. But they're going to be fun to watch.
Indeed. Probably more fun than the Mets, as the old Family Guy saying says. And the swing, and the Mets season is over off the first pitch. Just a few seconds left. Might as well just go right into the sports show. So give me in 30 here.
Yeah, so we're on location at the actually CPCA Finals tarp sale. We'll be joined by drivers as well as the organizers from the Lloyd X. Also, we'll talk a little Humboldt Broncos with former voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Rod Peterson, and we'll also be talking a little PBR and Marwayne as well.
Okay, should be an exciting night. Probably some good food, I would imagine.
Oh, always good food.
Yeah, I know I've tasted it once. I hoped to taste it again. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Thank you once again for joining as always, Buck.
Thanks.
Hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of the show. And we'll have more on Primetime Local News.